Success isn't just about what you accomplish, but it's about who you raise up, who you empower, and who you invite into the bigger picture. In today's episode, I'm taking you beyond the surface level of influence and into the deeper purpose of every connection that you make. It's time to build a network that doesn't just support your title today, but it leaves a legacy that outlives you for generations to come. If you're ready to learn the art of relational leadership, raising up another, multiplying your potential, and making a lasting difference, well, today's episode of the show is for you. Remember, your true success is measured not by what you build for yourself, but by the fruit you produce through others. You're not going to want to miss this one. It's all about moving from temporary fame to eternal fruit, putting legs on your legacy. Let's get into it. Well, today we're talking about legacy networking. Going to kind of piggyback off of the last episode. If you didn't see that, make sure you go and check it out. But I want you to think about building something bigger than you, bigger than yourself, something that goes beyond strategy, beyond systems, and straight into significance. Legacy networking. Success isn't what you accomplish, but it's who you empower along the way. I believe your greatest impact in life won't be in your resume or your accolades or even in your income, but it'll be in the names that maybe no one else sees, the people that you brought on the journey with you, the legs on your legacy that keep running. So let's talk about how to build a network that outlasts you, that outlasts your title, and become a legacy builder. There's this pressure that we have in the world to build, but you were never meant to be the end point of your success. It should carry on beyond you. Real success, the kind that matters, is really generational. It shows up in the people that you pour your life into, the proteges that you raise up, the doors that you open for others that maybe you had to kick down yourself, and now you open them for someone else. Your ceiling, that it will be their floor. And so don't just try to climb higher, but look back, reach out, bring somebody along with you. You've got to put legs on your legacy. I think everyone needs mentors and proteges. Mentors who are teaching you or pulling you up, and proteges who you are pulling up. That's a relationship everyone needs. You'll only remember what you teach, so you've got to have people in your life that you're teaching to, and then people that are teaching you that are pulling you higher. You want to make things easier for the next generation. What I'm building today, I hope outlasts me through people that I've been able to pour my life into, but especially my son. I want to make it so much easier for him to reach the next level, to do what he is called to do. And so I'm setting him up now for success. So my legacy will go way beyond me. So write down maybe the name of someone that you can mentor, someone that you can begin to pour your life into. Someone behind you that just needs not a hand out, but a hand up to pull them to the next level. Flip the script. Too many people protect their contacts like they're treasures. Like, I don't want anyone to get all my names and address. I don't want anyone to get that. But the most powerful leaders I know give their networks away. The most powerful leaders I know, they make introductions that change lives. They mentor young leaders who carry their vision even further. They use their influence not as a platform, but as a pathway for others. And when you shift that mindset from how can I gain from this to what can I leave behind, from success to significance, you now have stepped into legacy leadership. You've now stepped into something that's going to go long past you. One of my mentors is John Maxwell, and he's just created the Maxwell Masterclass. Turning 78 years old, he's like, I'm going to find 78 people that I can take and share my relationships with them So this year, he's taking along 78 people to meet with some incredible relationships, that people that he knows. You always say, who do you know that I need to know? He said, I've got some people that you need to know. And so I'm going to take you into their world and help introduce you. It's a powerful, powerful thing. So maybe think about it. Maybe you can't take 78 people along, but maybe think of 2 people that need to meet each other. Who do you know that I need to know? Who do they know that? Connect 2 people. Did that just this week. Make an introduction. No agenda. Someone did that for me too this week. No agenda. Just connected me. Said, hey, I've got a guy moving to your area. You guys got to connect. I think this could be a great relationship, great friendship. And man, we've already found in the last couple of days how many relationships, how many friendships, how many things we have together. And I think he's going to be a big, huge part of what I'm doing right now, moving right here to the area. And I think it's going to be pretty incredible what we're able to do together. But someone said, you know what, let me make a connection. Who do you know that I need to know? Mentorship is the bridge between potential and real legacy. I know I keep using that word, but I want you to get that. I want you to think beyond yourself. Mentorship multiplies what you've learned. I don't want to keep it all to myself. It transfers not just knowledge, but it also transfers relational capital. Your proteges don't just need your advice, they need your access. They need your access. I've been able to take, just as I had mentors have taken me into rooms I could have never got in on my own. But I went with somebody else. They took me into their level of access. Let me see behind the scenes. Let me hear the lessons you've learned the hard way, so I don't have to learn them the hard way. You can save yourself a lot. There's no shortcut to success. Well, a good mentor is your shortcut to success. They'll save you a lot of time. Let them borrow your credibility. I learned this beyond mentorship. I'd only learned that there was up to the level of mentorship. But I learned recently from a mentor, there's a level even above mentorship called sponsorship, where they're willing to put their name on the line for you and take you into places you couldn't have got on your own. So they'll let you borrow their credibility until you build your own credibility. You know who modeled that pretty well? A guy by the name of Jesus. Maybe you heard of him. If not, I'd love to introduce you to him. But he didn't do ministry all alone. He built disciples. And what he started in 3 years, they have now carried on for centuries and centuries, and now we're carrying it on as disciples. And that is legacy networking. So I'd encourage you, find someone in the next 30 days where you intentionally share a failure that you had that may help them so they don't have to have the same failure. Not just a win, but share with them something where you messed up that hurts you, that you say, hey, let someone else learn from your scars so they don't have to make the same mistake. So how do you do it? How do you build a network that's not just functional, but foundational, something that lasts beyond you? Maybe you've heard me teach before on the cathedral mindset. And that's really how I live my life. What I'm building, I know I'll never see the completion of the vision. Notre Dame Cathedral took over 100 years to build. Cologne Cathedral in Germany, over 600 years to build. La Sagrada Familia in Barcelona, still in the process of being built, started in 1894 with a 200-year plan of completion. Antonio Gaudi, who designed the cathedral, knew that he would never see the completion of the vision, but what he was building was for generations and generations to come. When you begin to think like that with a cathedral mindset, you don't just connect people, you begin to form culture. What values define your network? What rhythms keep your relationships strong? What spaces exist for the next generation to grow? Start something that can outlive you. For years, there's a college, and we had the Dave Martin Scholarship Fund. Every year, we would pay for one student, and I would find a pastor's child, because I grew up a pastor's child, a poor pastor's child and left college with a lot of loans and things like that. So I would find one pastor's child and pay for their college tuition for a year. Can't tell you how many of them I run into now. I said, hey, you're the one that you paid. Thank you for helping send me to college. Thank you for doing that. Do something that'll outlive you. A leadership roundtable, a mentorship circle, a monthly breakfast, something. I used to do a thing called Young Guns. And God's been kind of putting it on my heart again to take a group of young leaders, young guns, and pour into them for their future in ministry, life, business, whatever it may be. Make it reproducible, because legacy isn't just what you do, it's what you empower others to continue to do along the way. So your influence multiplies when you empower other people. I want you to think of maybe one value that you want to be known for. One value you want to be known for. And then write it down, and then start thinking of how you could model that to someone else, how you could model that consistently to those that are connected to you. The fastest way to multiply your influence is to give it away. Just give it away. A young woman you introduced to a leader, she's going to reach places that you never could because you put her into contact with someone else. The intern that you mentor through their first year of business, you help them get where they're going. It's amazing to me when people get into the presence of someone who's done what they want to do and they ask no questions. They just try to figure it out. They try to do it on their own. I've had people do that. Never ask me a question. Just try to figure it out on their own. Well, you're missing an incredible opportunity. They might one day, that intern that you poured into, that person that you helped, may fund your biggest dream. That conversation you had on a coffee break may be the catalyst that shifts someone else's purpose. You never know what you're igniting in others. And don't miss opportunities when you have mentors and people in your life, what they could ignite in your life. I've gone so much further because I say, hey, wait, you've done what I'm doing. I got some questions to ask you. And it amazes me how often people sit and never ask a question. Just go and try to do it on their own. When you empower someone else, it's going to go so much further, and they're going to go so much further. That's the compounding power of legacy networking. So I'll leave you with a couple questions. Ask yourself, who am I raising up? Who am I pouring myself into? Who are my proteges? What am I modeling? What is it that I want my legacy to be? What values do I want to pass on to someone else? What will remain? Number 3, what's going to remain? When I'm no longer here, what's going to remain? The answer to those questions, I think, begin to help you shape how you connect, how you mentor, how you steward what God has entrusted you with. I recently had a group of pastors come in from all over the country, and I shared a day, shared what I'd learned, poured myself into them, but then I brought an incredible legacy leader who's built an incredible organization. I said, you know what, I'm going to share a relationship, and I brought him in to pour into them for the day. I believe that you are called to more than relationships that serve you. You're called to build relationships that carry on your legacy. How are you gonna steward what God has entrusted with you? So step into that calling and empower the next generation, the next wave, and let your network be the story that God continues to tell. So here's your challenge. Identify one person that you can mentor. Maybe if you don't have one yet, maybe you already have, maybe you have a group, but find someone you can pour your life into. Introduce 2 people. I said that earlier. Introduce 2 people that need to know each other. Share a story of struggle, something you've overcome with someone younger than you, so that they don't have to go through the same thing. Save them a lot. I called one of my mentors and said, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. What do you think? He said, I wouldn't do that if I was you. I said, why? Why not? I think it's a great idea. He said, yeah. He said, so did I. He'd already done what I was getting ready to do. He'd already done it. Well, he just saved me 3 months of work, $40,000, $50,000 of investment. Why? Because he'd already done what I was going to do. Mentorship, like I said, is your shortcut to success. Become someone else's shortcut and then decide what you want to leave behind. Your legacy isn't built in one moment, but it's built in many intentional connections that happen over time. And if this helped you today, share it with somebody else. Maybe share it with someone that has been a mentor to you. Maybe share it with someone that you're mentoring. Maybe a group that you have that you want to build a legacy with. Who would you send it to? Someone who's building a legacy maybe of their own, that it'll help them look at it a little bit different. Also, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. And of course, as always, I love to hear from you. Send me a message, send me a DM, make a comment. I'm looking, I'm watching. I want to know that these are helping you. And I'm excited because I'm going to put all this together in a brand new book that's coming out. And I think it's really going to be, it's going to be one of those legacy books for me that it just will go for generations and generations and help a whole lot of people. Thank you for being a part of it. And so when I hear from you, it lets me know, oh man, make sure let's expound on this part. Let's get this part really stood out to people. And so we can go a little deeper on that. So you're helping me. I'm helping you. You're helping me. That's called relationships. All right. God bless you. Love you. Have a great day. And we'll see you next week.